What's going on, creatives? It's Tommy Lamar, and today we are talking about the major differences between what? The Panasonic G7 and the Panasonic G85. Let's get into it. All right, straight off the top, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the biggest two differences that the cameras have or don't have. Off top, G85 over here has what? Image stabilization. G7 doesn't have it. I wish the G7 had image stabilization, but the G85 is rocking it all day long, 5-axis, just like the G85. That's why I call it the baby G85, because of what? The image stabilization. If you couple the image stabilization with the image stabilized lens, you get the dual IS with it. That's 7 points of stabilization. Hold on a second. What? 7. Dual IS, 1, 2, 5-axis in-body, 5 plus 2. Hope you did your math today, people, because what? You're super stabilized. G7 doesn't have that. G85 does. Number 2, big elephant in the room. Weatherproof. Yes. The G85 is weatherproof. Can you believe it? Can you believe they didn't add it to the G7? It's such an amazing camera to have with this beautiful 4K image. But to not weatherproof it, you're asking for trouble. I try not to have it out in the rain, or if it's a little too misty or wet, places like that. Honestly, I'm scared of it getting moisture inside the body. So most of the time in those cases, I will use my G85 all day long, get that shot, weatherproof baby. We're going to make it happen with image stabilization, top 2. All right, another big difference between the G85 and the G7 is the sensor. You get 20% more of resolution in the G85 sensor than you do in the G7. Now the G7 already has an amazing sensor. If you've ever used a camera, you know this, and that is facts. But you're going to give me 20% more with the G85? I'll take it. Next. So the mechanical shutter has always kind of been a standing out sound to me in the G7. And with the G85, it's much quieter. That is one of the big things that was talked about when the G85 was released, the quiet shutter. So doesn't matter to me one way or the other, really. You might to you, that's why I'm telling you. So that you know, if you need to get those sneaky shots in, maybe you can do that with a quieter shutter, G85. If you need shooting speed, you can shoot 9 frames per second with the G85 versus the G7, 8 frames per second. So they up the speed a little bit more in that area, just for you guys need to get those super fast shots in. Also, like the GH5, my baby GH5, the G85, you can get a battery grip for it to add additional batteries to extend your shooting time. Come on, tell me that's not a feature you wish the G7 had. It's not that I'm trying to make a case for the G85 over the G7. I just want you guys to know the feature differences of the two cameras because I use both of them. Like I've said in other videos, I have 2 G7s and 1 G85. And I can go on about a few more features of the G85, like the bracketing, better 4K, and some other areas, profile changes. But the point is, you're getting 2 solid cameras, both less than $500 if you know where to look right now. Definitely G7 is less. You can probably find that less than $400, honestly. The G85 you can probably find somewhere in the neighborhood of what? $454, maybe a little bit less, but you're really hunting deep. The point is, for the age of these cameras and what's new on the market out there right now, these cameras are still kicking ass. If you want a good camera, maybe you've never done this before and you really want to try this out. Maybe you need a second camera, you need to match profiles. Maybe there's no more maybes and you have your reasons. Hey, these cameras are worth getting, whether it's a G7 or a G85. You can't go wrong. I hope you enjoyed the video today. As always, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are updated on those new videos I drop, because I'm dropping them. Let's go.